Now, what if I told you that the Leafs might not have to give up any assets to bring in this talented forward? The chatter is heating up, and it seems like the perfect opportunity for Toronto to bolster their roster. Imagine this player stepping into a third-line role, adding depth and experience to our already talented squad. Trust me, you won't want to miss the details on this intriguing possibility. The Toronto Maple Leafs are making headlines again, and this time it's with the intriguing possibility of adding a veteran forward to their roster. As we dive into the latest news, it looks like the Leafs could be eyeing Brandon Saad, a player recently released by the St. Louis Blues. This is a big deal because Saad, a two-time Stanley Cup champion, brings a wealth of experience and skill to the table. Now let's consider the implications of this move. Saad, at 32 years old, has had a solid career, and while his numbers this season might not jump off the page, 7 goals and 16 points in 43 games. What he lacks in offensive output this year, he more than makes up for in playoff experience and physicality. The Leafs, who have struggled to find the right mix of depth players, could really benefit from a versatile forward like him. He could slot in on the third line, providing the kind of depth that is crucial for a team with championship aspirations. I have to admit, when I first heard about this potential signing, I was torn. On one hand, bringing in a player of Saad's caliber without giving up any assets in a trade is definitely appealing. The Leafs have been linked to players like Yanni, Gord, and Brock Nelson, but those trades would require significant pieces. With Saad, they would simply need to negotiate a contract, reportedly around $1 million. A bargain for a player with his pedigree. But here's where it gets interesting, folks. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. Saad has experience playing under Craig Berube, the current head coach of the Leafs, during his time in St. Louis, which could ease his transition into the Leafs system. But can he still produce at a level that would warrant a spot on this competitive roster? The Leafs have a talented core, but they need players who can complement that talent, especially as they aim for a deep playoff run. Let's not forget that Saad has 2 Stanley Cup rings from his time with the Chicago Blackhawks in 2013 and 2015. He knows what it takes to win, and that experience is invaluable. The Leafs are trying to shake off the playoff demons from previous seasons where they fell short despite having the talent. Adding a player like Saad could provide not just skill, but a winning mentality that could rub off on the younger players. However, the question remains, is this the right path for the Leafs? While I appreciate the attempt to add depth without sacrificing future assets, I wonder if this is enough. The playoffs are a different beast, and the Leafs need more than just a solid third-line player. They need someone who can step up in critical moments. We've seen this team struggle in the playoffs, and while Saad could help alleviate some pressure, can he be that game changer the team desperately needs? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Is Brandon Saad a smart pickup for the Leafs, or should they be looking for something more impactful? This is a pivotal moment for the team, and every decision counts as they navigate the challenging waters of the NHL season. The Toronto Maple Leafs faced a tough night against the Minnesota Wild, suffering a frustrating 3-1 loss that highlighted their ongoing offensive struggles. It's hard to ignore the fact that they found the back of the net only once, with William Nylander finally breaking through in the third period. But let's be honest, this was a game where the Leafs simply couldn't capitalize on their chances. Auston Matthews, one of the league's most prolific scorers, couldn't find the back of the net either, hitting the post in the first period. How many times do we have to see our stars come close but not finish? It's disheartening. Nylander's goal was a glimmer of hope, but it only served to cut the deficit to 2-1. The Wild's goaltender, Philip Gustafsson, turned away 31 shots, and it felt like every time the Leafs had a chance, they struggled to get that final touch. It's been a recurring theme during this 3-game losing streak. The lack of quality scoring chances is alarming, and it's clear that the team is grappling with a disconnect on offense. Let's talk about Matthews and Nylander. They were visibly trying to make things happen, but it felt like they were alone in their efforts. They generated chances, and yet the rest of the team didn't seem to be on the same page. It's like they were playing a different game altogether. Max Domi and Pontus Holmberg need to step up. We can't have our top players carrying the entire team's weight. It's concerning to see Domi hesitating to shoot. Where's that offensive spark from last season? The depth that once defined this team seems to have vanished, and it's becoming painfully clear how much the absence of John Tavares is affecting them. Morgan Reilly is also under the microscope right now. 10 games without a goal, and only 22 points in 51 games this season. That's not the production we expect from him. While he insists that injuries aren't the issue, the pressure is starting to mount. He admitted it himself. He knows he needs to be better, and we all feel that urgency. Coach Craig Berube believes in Riley's potential, but at this point, we need results. With a tough stretch ahead, can he and the team find their rhythm before it's too late? Looking ahead, the Maple Leafs face an uphill battle. They'll be taking on the Edmonton Oilers next, and let's be real, the Oilers are a formidable opponent. This game could either ignite the Leafs' competitive spirit or send them spiraling into a fourth consecutive loss. It's a crucial moment for this team, and we're all holding our breath, hoping they can turn things around. So, here's my question for you. Do you think this was the right decision in terms of player lineup and strategy? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, we have our star players like Matthews and Nylander, guys who can light the lamp. But on the other hand, the support from the rest of the team just isn't there. What do we need to do to get back on track? Want to hear your thoughts? So drop your opinions in the comments below. Are you as concerned as I am about the lack of depth scoring? What are your expectations for the upcoming games? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Let's keep this conversation going. And if you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for all the latest updates on our beloved Maple Leafs. And remember to activate the notification bell so you never miss an update. We're in this together. Let's rally behind our team and hope for better days ahead.